With any promotion you do, you're going to want a list of targeted prospects. That's why in this lesson, we're going to talk to you about the list builder component of the online launch for your membership. Back in the day, we would normally launch to our existing list. But over the years, we started to get more and more savvy, meaning we would really focus on our list building effort prior to a launch. And we would do that by creating what I would call a list builder. So it was intentionally designed to build the list. And we would put a lot of promotional firepower behind it in order to cast the net as wide and as far as possible. And the purpose was really twofold. Number one, it was to give us a chance to get in front of people that we normally would not get in front of. That's number one. Number two, it gave us a chance to build a ton of value up front with an audience that we were looking to sell something to afterwards. Now this all kind of happened by coincidence because during one promotion, my colleague and great friend Megan Hyatt Miller, who is Michael's oldest daughter, she runs his company, we were in the thick of a promotion for a course. And in the thick of that, she came up with this brilliant idea to create this PDF document. And essentially it was a combination of a variety of people, experts and influencers in our industry who were giving their thoughts and ideas about a particular topic. And so what we did was we reached out to all these people and said, hey, can you respond to this question? Either via text, via phone, what have you. And so people responded and we basically curated all of their responses and created a narrative around that. And we put it together in a beautiful PDF. And I'll share an example of that in the downloads for this particular lesson. And what happened was then we started marketing that to as many people as we could get in front of. So we would market it via Facebook ads, we would send it out to our list, and there was a viral component and so forth. And pretty quickly, we built a list of tens of thousands of people. In fact, the first time we did that, I think, if I remember correctly, it was over 40,000 people opted in just for that PDF. It was amazing. And that served as a huge entry point to everything that we were doing for that particular promotion. Well, that then became a staple for us. That's when the concept of doing a list builder in advance became a regular part of our marketing. And so since then, we've done a variety of these list builders for the membership site as well. One of them was we just carbon copied that whole template where we had a particular subject matter or a question that we would ask, and we would go out to influencers and we would ask for their thoughts on that question. Then we would curate all of the responses and we would create a narrative around that and produce a beautiful PDF. And we would start marketing that PDF to both our existing audience to kind of jumpstart the viral and social sharing part of it, and we would market it via Facebook ads. And so these things used properly will help you build a list in advance of any type of promotion. So that's one example. Another example that we used was we actually created an online summit. It was a free online summit. And we had a variety of experts who we interviewed, and we built the whole summit, and it was free for everybody to join. And again, this was another list builder. The sole purpose of it was to build the list. It was not to generate revenue from the actual summit itself. Now, I will tell you one of the mistakes that we made on that one. We actually created the summit, and we ran the promotion immediately after the summit. And the strategy behind it was that we wanted to incentivize people to join the membership. And the big incentive, if you will, of that promotion was if you join the membership site today, we'll give you all of the recordings for the summit. So people couldn't buy the recordings up to that point, but we were going to give them for free, which was like a $300 value, if they joined a $30 a month membership. So in our minds, that was like a huge, sweet deal. And it worked for a lot of people. Like that promotion was very successful, but we also felt like there was something missing. We felt like that with the amount of people that joined us for the summit, which was over 60,000, we felt like we should have had a higher conversion rate in terms of the number of people who then joined the membership. And here's the mistake I think we made. We had the summit too close to the actual promotion of the membership. And the reason that impacted the promotion was because people had not had time to consume all the content from the summit. And so if you can imagine, there was like 20 something speakers as part of the summit. And so there's 20 plus hours of content that people had the chance to go through for free. And then we were offering something, the membership, immediately after. And the best description of it was, Megan said, it's like they filled up with dinner rolls, the summit, and they didn't have any room for the actual main course, which was the membership. And so here's my advice. If you're going to create any type of high quality list builder like a summit, where there's a lot of content that you're going to be creating and giving away for free, make sure you have enough room before your actual promotion so that people can go through and digest that content. Because if you combine them too close like we did, people are going to be too full on the dinner rolls and they're not going to have enough room for the main course. So here's my advice now. When we structure those types of things, we would do the summit or that list builder 2 months prior to the actual promotion for the membership. At least a month prior, meaning it's going to end a month prior to when you actually roll into your promotion for the membership. That gives enough breathing room between the summit itself and the actual promotion for the membership. Does that make sense? Okay, the point here is that you think of a variety of ways that you can create some type of a list builder in between the months of when you are doing your promotions. You want to be very intentional and very strategic about creating some type of a list builder component to your launches, and you want to be doing that in advance and use it as a way to really give a ton of value and build a relationship with people way out in advance prior to you launching your membership. Another example of a list builder that we used was an assessment, where people had a chance to go through and answer a bunch of questions, and by doing so, they'd then come out on the other end with an assessment that would give them a score or a ranking or what have you. And that also proved to be highly effective because people love to know where they rank and how they are ordered as compared to other people, if you will. And so an assessment is a great way because it helps create that gap that we talked about earlier, right? Remember when we talked about that in Module 2 with the content? So the assessment, it helps them assess where they are, where they could be, and it naturally creates that gap that we talked about. And so people naturally want to close that gap. So from a marketing perspective, it's a highly effective tool as well. So those are 3 quick ideas of list builders, the PDF, the summit, and the assessment, but all of which are used to build a list of targeted prospects in advance of your actual promotion, which is going to kick off with your video series. And in the next lesson, I'm going to talk to you about that video series, and I'm going to share with you my thoughts on how to make it highly effective. We'll see you in the next lesson.